As Morgan State University wraps up another homecoming, students cope with the news of two on campus shootings. While neither shooting claimed a life, an unarmed 20-year-old was left injured after being struck in front of the university's student center. This is the second year in a row shots have been fired on the Baltimore campus, with 2021's homecoming ending in an 18-year-old Morganite being hospitalized after a shooting on Montebello. Julian Frew had just celebrated his 19th birthday before he was shot and killed on the 4400th block of Marble Hall Road. The young security guard was finishing up his usual rounds around the apartment complex when he was approached and allegedly murdered by Morgan student Chase Marco Wilson. According to Baltimore police, the two men had been communicating prior and had an argument about some marijuana that had been sold to Frew. Following this shocking news, questions began to arise on the seemingly decreasing level of safety on campus. Students are often forewarned of the common dangers of East Baltimore, but is crime being properly addressed when a microscope is from the 175 acres of Morgan? For the better part of a decade, the number of criminal offenses occurring within on campus student housing has been on the rise, according to the university's archived safety reports. In 2014, there was only one such incident reported. In 2019, the figure jumps to 12: 7 robberies, 1 aggravated assault, and 4 rapes. Meanwhile, the amount of reported non campus crimes has dropped, going from 12 to 4 from 2014 to 2019. While those are only the reported figures, it alludes to an unexpected trend that isn't going unnoticed by students. Sadly, for strategic communications student Cameron Kelly, danger was living with him unbeknownst. For the 2021 fall and spring semester, Kelly was roomed with Chase Marco Wilson at the Marble Hall Garden Apartments. At the time, he was simply known as just a temporary roommate and a familiar face. Now he's known campus-wide as an alleged murderer.
But Gar was 19 years old and got shot and killed in broad daylight.
Wilson has already been apprehended and charged with first-degree murder after Baltimore police identified him using security footage. Still, many students are left reeling from hearing gunshots so close to their living space. While the shooting is certainly tragic, it's not entirely new and adds to a haunting precedent.
Can't say that's just a abnormal event. Like it happens every year. Like this is what the third or fourth shooting in the past 2 years from Morgan State students. So it's like it's sad to say, but that's normal.
In 2016, former Morgan student Harry Malik Robinson was charged with first and second degree murder after the stabbing death of 21-year-old student Gerald Williams. Similarly to the recent shooting, the incident occurred right in front of a student housing complex and was over a botched drug purchase.
Yeah, it brings a horrible outlook because it's like we were doing so much great things, but like those 10 minutes of us cutting up is like really cutting up. It's really bad. Like it's not just like a little hiccup. It's like nah, we airing our own homecoming out.
When discussing Morgan's relationship with violent crime, many turn to Baltimore City's historic issues with keeping guns off the streets. With the city clocking in at 337 homicides and over 726 shootings last year, it's easy to blame outside influences for troubles on campus. However, it's often ignored just how much of violent crimes are committed on Morgan's own turf and by Morgan's own bears.
No, I think it just got to do with it being Baltimore and
The question is the school doing its part? In many ways, some may say yes. After the shooting of Julian Frew, the university immediately dispatched extra police around Marble Hall. However, not everyone is quite satisfied with the efforts and can recognize there's more to be done.
I would say what could make it feel safer is like I wish there was more lights around campus. Sometimes at nighttime it's extremely dark depending on where you are.
It's complicated, like, 'cause it's easily preventable from the school, but the philosophy of the school that it takes brings on those type of um, chances.
It's a culture that's not only recognized by students, but also members of security staff. Like the actual safety part, you feel like pretty comfortable.
I mean, the safety part, I don't really think that it's that safe either. I really don't. That's why I won't work night shift.
Although things may seem bleak, when speaking to Morganites, many say they still feel safe in general while being on campus, but simply feel there's room for improvement. Do you think Morgan does enough as far as security in front of student housing?
No, but I don't think they do right by their security guards either. Like, the security guards don't have any walkie-talkies, no weapon, no nothing. Like, they just got on the same jacket I got on, that I got for free. Like, they ain't got nothing.
To say that Morgan State University is evolving more and more every day is a vast understatement. The brand new Thurgood Marshall Residence Hall was unveiled in August and already houses over 600 students. In addition to this, Morgan has a new campus dining hall, just completed development on the Northwood Commons Shopping Center, and has a new university bookstore in the works for 2023. Not to mention the massive uptick in enrollment, with 8,800 students enrolling this past fall. It's a university with plenty to brag about, but if the issue of on-campus and residential crime isn't aggressively addressed, can Morgan ever truly call itself a top-of-the-line institution?
Like, would I send my kid here? I would say yeah, because I believe like Morgan State is gonna have a better future than what it is now. Like I think it's gonna be completely different from what we see 10 years, 15 years from now.
There's no telling exactly what the future holds for Morgan State University. But one thing never changes. Safety is a number one priority for parents, students, and security. With time, hopefully it can become the university's number one priority as well.
I would say like right now, no. Like right now, no, because there's other HBCUs out there that are safer.